All right, guys, confirmed. Evil campaign.
No,
Let's start killing some fools.
No, no, not at all. Okay,
I'm not even gonna lie. Like
there's
again, like
some useful information here,
eh,
and
yeah. While waiting for that, I was just gonna say, literally, that whole moment was incredible. I'd never realized how intense a game of D&D could be until I'm not even looking at the screen, just listening to this intense conversation between Hook and the pimp and Alyssa, and it was just fabulous. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Anyway, I'm gonna go mute again.
Yeah.
let me take this moment to take notes of what Alice accomplished while MJ tries to fix sound. Okay, you
All right. I don't hear you, Alyssa, or MJ. Whoops. Lord.
Yeah. Okay. Let me give. Since you can hear, let me go with this part here. The woman looks around and the man say, "Hey, hey, hey! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to come off of that. Lost. Also lost. Oh, and I just don't want to lose anybody else. Okay. If you are going to look for Louis to help, look for Louis. Is that Louis? Yes, his name was Louis. If I'm gonna look for Louis and he holds the girl, I'm gonna look for Louis. Could I also look for somebody else? I am worried about a friend of mine, a person I like, Liana, and
Liana.
she is a trapper, a hunter of sorts, and I'm worried. You know, spend so much time in the woods. I'm just she didn't have a house to protect her. It's flood, and that's the point. Because she spends so much time out and not inside a house. She might have been hit pretty badly by the flood, which is the same thing that might have happened to Louis, who lived in the streets. You understand me now?
I mean, okay. I'm willing to help where I can, but like I'm also not like everyone's local detective running around finding people for everyone. You know what I mean? I'm one person. But yeah, totally. We'll keep an eye out for Eliana, who is a hunter and trapper, which probably means she wasn't even in town, so yay. And then I am looking out for a little boy called Luke.
Louis! His name was Louis.
Oh, Laura, sorry. And you know what? I think now's probably a great time to, take a little walk home, go take a sit, go take a think, and, just deal with your emotions, how you feeling, and when you feel ready, come out again. We will definitely swing by a little later to the dancer's skirt to see how you guys are doing and to make sure you guys aren't working because I think someone knows how that's going to end for him if I find out you are. And just to give you guys a little bit of feedback about what we find around the village.
Thank you. I I do as you say. But and she thinks a little and says, "I'm gonna go left my thoughts." Just repeating as it sound makes her sound smart. Collect my thoughts. And later we'll collect the bodies together. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, miss. Thank you very much. You are a good person. And she goes for
No problem, darling.
She goes for
I'll
Alisa.
see you guys later, and no girls are gonna be working when I come by later, right?
No, I
Right.
can't even open the brothel. I just want to keep people safe.
Okay. Totally believe you. It's cool.
And he starts taking her back. Still waddling and waddling in this water that is almost waist deep, and takes her home, so she doesn't need to deal with all this shit going on. Okay.
Okay. And then
This
I'm
was
gonna
wild.
try and go find my people again.
This was wild and very interesting, but you guys have managed to come with something. You learn a little about what Vincent was going after, and you learn something that has been happening. And you guys deal with situations. You've managed to face 2 more medium difficulty challenges, and you have another short rest.
I see.
Okay.
Your short rest as you see fit. You'll have a few leads, of course, and possibilities, and there's these guys. They are just to recollect what happened. There are a few people that say they are pillars of the community, and that elf and his men, they are dragging, collecting bodies of people that have passed away, and the flood has subsided a little. It's not right now at the worst of the flood. Of course, the river is the water is still still high, but it looks like this is the new normal, because it looks like the river is just like this. There's still death, and people have drowned, and the people were washed out. And but you have saved the one. You have avoided confrontation, and Fyodor said he owes you guys, and also have saved you have saved you have saved a few people. You have saved Clara and Ailey, and you have saved Miss Amy, the elderly woman, even if the others have. Okay. Now, do you even have another hit dice? Didn't you use a hit dice last session?
I didn't use my hit dice last week.
Oh, okay. Good. And now you guys are together again. You're free. You're free to roleplay and decide what you're going to do, if anything. There are
Alright,
still people
so
around.
where do
The people are still minding their business. They are arguing over smaller stuff, but it appears they haven't exactly calmed down. It's more as if their energy run out and people are more exhausted, and they are trying to take stock of what happened, and to see what the damage was, and they are starting to realize that a few people are missing, few people are dead, a few houses have been destroyed. They're starting to recount that. So assume that your characters aren't just staying still in the middle of the mud. Assume that they are walking around, and you can do whatever you think it's best.
Right. Weren't we supposed to be finding some old lady at a tavern initially, even to start?
Well,
No.
yes, we were supposed to go to the Cleanly Fox, but if you look around you, I don't think the Cleanly Fox really exists much anymore.
But we were supposed to find an old person, the elder or something like that. And I think it has something to do with the old lady that I saved before. I think we should probably go find her and see, why we're here in the first place. That could probably also lead to Foynd and all the others. So, for example, I'm thinking if we're going to be busy doing stuff for the town anyway, then maybe we'll find, the missing child and robber, etc. while we're busy.
There is
Should
stuff
we
going.
not?
There is stuff going on. Just allow me to give some description of stuff that is going on.
Yeah.
For example, there is a man. There is a man of perhaps dark descent. He's yelling at another woman. I need to go downstream. My brother was washed away. I can't just leave him there. And then there is another couple. They are holding hands and hugging because apparently they thought one of them was taken by the flood and they just found each other. There is this boy that is hugging his cat and being carried by his father, while a farmer is happy hugging his pig that he managed to save. Other people are dragging stuff out of their homes, using rope to pull stuff into the on top of their houses, stuff like that. Lots of stuff going on. And as you mentioned, the Kingly Fox, the signpost, the sign on the Kingly Fox swinging in the wind, even falls down in the water. It goes.
Should we not start with getting back to the driver and making sure we get all our stuff?
Poor driver.
All right, I forgot. I've got some stuff back at the carriage.
Yes, I suppose we should get that.
Like, I think I know a place, like, if the inn has, if the inn is, like, not an option, I think I do know a place that we can stay, it's called the Jones's Skirt, and there's, like, a really lovely lady there, her name is Isabel, and I think we can totally stay there.
Sounds better than nothing to me.
All right, I just start walking towards the cart,
Right. Also, I'm gonna do the
hoping
same.
the
I'm gonna
rest
go
will
pick up my
follow.
stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up the rest of my stuff.
So you guys decide. Yeah, Valley Girl accent. You guys decide to. You guys decide to head back to a lot because you guys have walked around town quite a lot. So you decide to head back to the main entrance, the main road, because the carriage was left at the edge of town. As you start heading back and passing through all that destruction going on, perceptions are shit. Absolute shit. As you are walking by a main side street, you don't notice much. But allow me just describe by passing what you guys see. It's all
Or
very
don't see
sudden.
really.
It's yes, you see because it's obvious. You see the obvious. That's the point. That's the really hard part of describing. Okay. I was going to introduce you guys to the idea that you didn't see much, but I am going to just describe the obvious that you see, and you understand how hard this description is. Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
As you are walking, and the water is more or less how can I say, a bit higher than knee deep. You guys see some children and kids and adults walking by. That is this young this young one, not as young man, almost teenager, with almost no facial hair, just a little stubble and dark brown hair. He is talking to an older man with full facial hair. Appears to be a man of common origins, and the boy, although dirty, appears to wear nice clothes. He's talking to this man. The boy is replying to something the man is saying. The man is on the street. The boy is on the porch of a house. And as they are talking, and you are going your way, you just see that an arrow comes out of nowhere and hits the boy's neck and throat, and the boy falls to the ground.
All right. I'm gonna rush up to him and use cure wound.
Yeah, but that's on the other side of the square, you know? He's not right in front of you. It's
I
just
see.
the boy falls on the ground and the man starts screaming, "Why the clothes? What is that?" What do you do?
Panic.
Turn in the opposite direction and see if I can see where the arrow would have originated from.
Oh yes, yes. More or less that direction, but you don't see anything there. As you start looking and going further away, and some of you are panicking, and Zekrian runs to the boy, you see your perception is shit, and you don't see much there that could indicate something, but a few houses away you see just movement on the water, ripples on the water, on where somebody was and isn't anymore.
Can I sprint towards there?
Yeah, I'm gonna take off as well.
If Elissa points, you can. Elissa is the only one that, with your guys' passive perceptions, is the only one that manages to get that little information from this distance, because it's not close. Okay?
Yeah.
If Elissa points, yes, you can.
Yep, for the benefit of everyone else, I'll be like, there, over there was something, and run off.
Very well.
I'm gonna look across there and slightly disliking Alyssa, be like, well, it seems the situation has gotten to her. She is seeing things.
I am already running, if that's possible.
Elissa
Just
and
like as soon as
Spunkner-
she told me. Yeah.
Elissa Spunkner will go there while Zeke goes to the boy and the man that crouches and is holding the boy, and he's kind of in shock at seeing this. The man looks at Zekrian and looks at the boy, and the boy is blood pouring from the wound, and the boy is limp on the man's hands, and the man does what a person in shock does when something like this happens. He looks at somebody and he states the obvious. Somebody shot little Nolanus! I'm sorry, guys. I realize you guys laughed, but tell me this isn't true. People in shock state the obvious.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I, like, I'm gonna ignore the panic, and can I just check the boy's vitals? Can I check the boy? Is he with us at all?
As you check, you are not entirely sure there's something that could be done. He's limp, and there is just this little something of breath coming from him. He's way past what basic healing magic can do.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna turn to the dude and like just with the sternest and like calmest of expressions go. Right. It's a bit late. I don't think he's going to be all right. Who would want to hurt this kid?
I, it was just. Oh, by the, by the gods, this is this is horrible for poor young Lord Nolanus. Why? Why? And he wants answers, and he looks for. He does the second thing people in shock do. They ask people that don't have the answers to give them the answers.
Hmm. Alrighty then. It's quite simple. The world's unfair. That's it. There's no reason, and there's no point asking why at the moment. I understand you're panicked, but you can either help him or you can try and find out who did this and catch the guy. But screaming ain't going to help none.
In the meantime, the Elisa and Spunkner run, more or less run, or as waddle in the water, and go where Elisa saw somebody. There's the movement of water. Somebody clearly passed here, and there is a woman. She's coming this way, carrying a bundle of clothing, probably on top of her head. And when Elisa turns around the house, the woman is looking at a certain direction, and she's surprised. Actually, she looks surprised or scared, looking as if somebody just passed her. And she looks at that direction, and then she sees Elisa and Spunkner arrive there running. What do you do?
I'm just gonna yell out at her. Someone with a bow. Was there someone with a bow?
And I'm just still running.
Where? Running where, Spunkner?
Straight past the
in-
kids. Just we were running, not running.
I am just still running in the same direction, and about 30 feet away from Alyssa is when I notice that she has stopped, and then I stop and turn around and look at her.
Okay. The woman surprised, just reacts and say, "A hunter with a cloak of reed, just went there, that direction."
And I'm running in that direction.
And I am also running in that direction.
Very well. You guys start running in that direction, and that direction starts taking you away from the center of town, and the houses start getting more sparse. But there is still lots of water, and it starts to get it would be swampy before, okay? Now it's a river, but a few trees here and there, a few barns, and fences appear to be more of a rural area instead of town itself, but it's also kind of one underwater. There are no more cover. I mean, houses acting as cover, but there are a few trees. You guys don't see anybody running there or hiding. What do you do?
Can I? No, never. No. Hmm.
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 Good question. Hmm.
Uh, Can I? Let's see if I press this. Can I cast minor illusion to create to louden my own voice?
Mhm.
All right, I want to yell really loudly. We have found you, Archer. I know where you're hiding. She's right over there, Elisa. Let's get her.
Interesting.
Alyssa is
just-
like genuinely looking around now for someone.
I'm just gonna scream that.
Bluffing.
Yes, definitely, very much so bluffing.
Basically bluffing. Basically bluffing.
Hoping the archer's like, shit, gotta run.
Damn, and this hiding place was. I thought this hiding place was so good. That's bad. I was found. That's it. Okay, that's very good to know.
I
And what
find
do
this to be genuinely very exciting.
what do you do, Alyssa?
I'm based off of that yell. I'm like genuinely looking like where they seeing this person. I'm not helping their cause. I look super lost.
So looking around.
Yeah.
It's just that yeah, I totally know what you're talking about. Look.
No, it's what? Where? What are you talking about?
Oh, you spotted someone?
Alyssa is like convinced she's blind now.
Eh,
I'm gonna look. Wait, how far away are Zek and me from them?
They left. They run, and they left the center of town. You're not sure. You don't see them, but you know the direction they went. You don't see them.
Okay, so we don't currently see them, so I can't look across at Zekian and be like, so first she was seeing things, now she's not seeing things. What's up with that?
Yes, you guys don't see them.
Damn it.
As
Opportunity missed.
Spunkner cries yells out that they have seen. Eventually, there is a reply. A heron flies away.
Oh shit. What flies away?
Heron. A bird just flies away.
Okay.
But besides that, no movement at all.
How far away is the bird?
Starting to pick up pace, some, I don't know, 40 feet away.
All right, I want to quickly run to the place of its origin,
Mhm.
where it jumped away from, and then hoping I am still within range of it, hit it with an acid splash.
Wait a moment. You gotta acid splash a bird.
I will definitely acid splash that bird.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Link it. Link the spell.
I did, right?
Just click on the spell and.
I have done that, but I'll do it again.
All right. Dexterity save. Okay. Okay.
If only birds were dexterous.
Yes. Sure. Why not? Well. Can you describe how the spell looks to us?
Oh shit, yeah. So I quickly run to, I'm guessing, what was a tree or something where the bird flew away from.
Mhm.
And when I am within, say, about 50 feet away from it, I
Mhm.
just make a sort of circular gesture with my hand, and then thrust it upwards toward the bird. From at which point, a greenish blob just spouts out from my from behind my head, if that's the thing. Yeah, I'm
see.
just gonna do it like that. I aim with my hand, but it's like from behind of my head, just suddenly this green blob of goo just spouts out towards the bird.
It flies towards the bird, hits it squarely on its side. You can even hear the sound of the goo hitting, going whack. And as it hits,
Ugh.
there is some feathers fly away, and the creature dissolves in acid. Even not even the feathers last. Just a few feathers fly out, but the rest is just acid. And as the goo flew, it dissolves the meat, leaves some of the bones, and then you see a bunch of dissolved meat, flesh, bones, and feathers, finishing an arc
Dinner.
and then falling into the water.
Yeah. Okay. Gross.
Shooter was a
horrified.
shapeshifter.
It was just a bird.
Could you imagine? Shooter was a shapeshifter. God damn.
Can I scream something?
Yes, please.
This time without the minor illusion spell, but I will just scream. Yeah, you better watch out because you're gonna be the next. Again, bluffing of the, like really bluffing.
Yes, I notice. No other animal dares to try what the bird tried. After such a terrible display of intimidation.
Shit.
A little green parrot's considering doing it, but then he realizes it's probably not the best idea to fly right now, and it just stays there looking at you. But yeah, jokes aside, there doesn't seem to be anywhere there. And there is not much cover. I mean, there is a lot of cover. Okay, a few barns, a few houses here and there, trees, and there is also underwater.
Can I just start searching the area slowly?
How do you plan on searching? What do you plan on searching? Trees, houses, water. What do you plan on searching?
I want to check the water line, like if they're not just prone or like in an air bubble, or if they can breathe air or something like that. Just I want to search the water.
How long do you plan on searching before giving up? No,
Fair
I
enough.
mean because you're gonna cover a certain amount of terrain in time.
Yeah.
And I need to know how long your character plans on going before saying, yeah, there's nothing here. There might be something, but
I will keep searching until Alyssa tells me to stop. Or at least that's what Spuckner will she'll just start and without ever thinking about when I should end. So if she wouldn't be stopped, she would just search for, I guess, about 4 hours. But if Alyssa stops me earlier, then I
that's
stop.
a lot of time to search something.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah,
But I am
Alyssa's
going
gonna
full up
help
in this
you, and
task.
She's gonna search 10 minutes and then she's gonna tell you to come back.
Yeah, because 4 hours is a lot of time.
I know, but she's like up in this task with her head.
That is good. That is good. I love when players say that kind of stuff. It's like, oh man, it's so absurd. Nobody would do that in real life. And after a few minutes, Alyssa, you don't seem to find anybody. Honestly, it's almost as if there was nobody here to start with.
Yeah, give it up. Go find my friends.
Well, in any case,
can
we have
we-
the rest of the
oh.
group that probably didn't just wait for this 10 minutes. there is Zek that was consoling the man, and Aurelian. What are the two of you doing during this more or less 10 minutes?
All right. Well, it sounds like the man isn't being very reasonable, and I feel it doesn't look like we're gonna get much done here. So I'm just gonna turn I turn around to Raelian. Right. You think we should go chase after the girls?
Well, you had me at Spakner. Let's go.
Right. Then yeah, we're gonna run after them immediately. Just because this guy doesn't sound like he's being helpful.
As you leave the man behind, and he tells you that he will take care of the young master Nolanus, you start heading off, and you come across a few people, and there's this woman carrying a bundle of clothing, and she points where your colleagues went. Not that hard. Follow them. And yeah, it's a bit hard for Zik because he's very short, and the water is mid leg height, so it's very it's very tall water for him. He has basically to swim some parts and trying to keep up on the higher parts. I mean, over fences and whatever barn there is, I assume, and rocks and stuff. But as you clean the outskirts of the village, you guys can see lots of water, and as I said, a few points of fences, trees, rocks, barns. But because of the water, everything seems very plain. Can you try to visualize? Because the water basically creates a new plane just dotted by a few things instead of the typical more complex landscape. And amid that plane, you can see your colleagues, two lone scarecrows amid this plain of water, almost as if they were pieces of reed sticking out of the water and waddling around, trying to find something.
Ooh, reed coat. Damn it. Maybe he's hiding. Maybe we actually missed him. Good. All right. What do you think, guys?
Wait, we're not with the two girls yet, are we?
Yeah, that was my question exactly.
We can see
Uh,
them.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can see them.
I'll try and yell out to them. And am I able to grab the reed coat?
No. Oh no. Sorry, I was busy thinking out loud.
That was just beautiful
I
description. There's
remember.
no reading, guys. It's just
No.
as if they are
Eats. Yeah, sorry. And then that got me thinking. The guy, the woman said that he had a reed coat, so we might have missed him. He probably went and hid somewhere backwards, and we went past him.
I'm gonna look across at Zek and be like, do we want to go to them or do we want to follow the woman with the clothes?
Oh. Let's go. Let's get the ladies. Find out how they feel about the situation.
Very well.
It doesn't take long for them to reach out to you. And now the four of you are on this plane of water.
Right. What happened? Explain. Did you see anything? Did you see anyone suspicious even?
Spagna saw like a super suspicious.
No. Don't tell them. Just no, we did not see anybody.
The
Why do I
bird was
feel like there's a story here?
Buckner,
Why do I
are
feel
you
like
trying to
someone-
hide something from me?
I feel like someone's busy
No.
abusing their magic again. We've spoken about this. You and me, we've spoken about using magic unnecessarily already, haven't we?
It wasn't unnecessary.
Right. Anyway, anyone get weird vibes about the lady with the clothing?
I mean, she pointed us in our direction, and it was definitely the wrong one.
Because she's the only person I saw the whole way here.
Guys, we did see somebody. We saw the woman pointing us here.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the lady with clothes.
That one. Right. Can we try and head back and see if she's still around? Is she gone? She left, disappeared, vanished into the distance? DM?
Sorry.
The lady with the laundry. Would we be able
She's
to go back and
probably
find her?
in the village because you guys left the village. She was just walking as you passed, and
Right.
you guys were running. She just pointed to the other people that passed by her running.
Yeah.
Are they doing a public public service?
Service.
And saying, "Oh, the other guys they went there," and she's probably in the village. You can probably find her if you guys want. Probably.
What do you think? Team?
Let's go get her.
It's the only lead I can think of. She's a little suspicious.
So just as a question from me, how long in total have we searched? Was it 10 minutes and then Aurelian and Zacrian showed up?
A little less than 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Then let's. I'm down for that as well. Let's go back.
So
And see if
we
can
went
find
out of the village. Now we are going back to the village. Very well.
that- So be it.
So the boys came out to meet us.
They missed
Fine.
us.
Don't you feel special now?
I'm just wondering, did one of you take the arrow from the boy?
Oh no. Like I figured they're gonna we'll be able to get it back from them. I don't think they're gonna get rid of the arrow from the body.
I mean,
I
if
just
we
feel
pull
like
the arrow out of the boy, we could have done more harm. Very
mean,
bad.
he's dead, right?
Oh,
But it's
I-
not our
that
arrow.
boy, that wee lad has joined the spirits. That's for sure.
Yeah, so they don't have a use for the arrow, but
Mm.
we totally do for comparison to other people's arrows.
Right. Then how about you guys go look for you and whoever else is pretty fast. See if you can find the girl and see if there's anything suspicious about that, and then I'll go back with anyone who wants to come with me, and we'll see if we can get the arrow and find out more about what happened there.
I will go to the woman who pointed us this way.
Yeah, I'll go with for arrow.
Right. We have a group divided. No. Whoever will go searching for the woman that was carrying a bundle of clothing, trying to save what little she possessed,
What?
please go to the right. Whoever wants to go back to the boy and the scene of murder, go to the left.
You know what? I'm just gonna follow Aurelian. If he goes to the right, I'll go to the right and find the woman. But I will not go on my own to find a woman. So I don't know what Aurelian is doing. Is he going to the right? Is he going to the woman? Or is he still doubting?
Very well. And yes, it's interesting. It's a murder weapon. You guys realize that D&D can be more than killing orcs. It can be a disaster movie on the first session, and then it can be a police procedural on the second one.
And then it can be a TPK on the third one. Yeah, we get it.
No, the third session is going to be how do you guys call it? Soap opera.
Oh yeah, I like that one. I can
Okay.
get my Spanish my Spanish on. I'll learn some.
I can give you guys my singing voice. Finally. I've been waiting for this for so long.
Yes. As you guys head back inside the village, and let me ask the ones that are tracking the woman, how do you plan on tracking her? Following her literal footsteps, is out of the table, of course. So water everywhere. So how do you plan on doing it? Asking people around? I don't know. Let's go going Ezio Auditore da Firenze, climbing on top of houses and trying to see her. How?
I don't have the best experience with climbing on top of houses while the village is flooded. So
Well, I will try to climb on top of the tallest house I can see nearby, and
and I will
wait.
go ask people around.
yeah, I'll climb on top of the tallest house. There we go, out of character. Nearby I can see and see if I can spot her.
Well,
Also,
that
I'm gonna
would
look.
be-
I'm gonna look back at Spectre and be like, "Do you even know who we are looking for?" Given that me and Zach ran past her, not them.
I ran past her as well.
We've all run past her.
That's yeah.
Well, the tallest building would be the tavern, just because the tavern is 3 stories tall, more or less. So that would be the tallest one. It appears that the tavern is becoming a sort of community center, as it's a tall building and lots of people are heading there, trying to find what happened to their neighbors and to others, or perhaps their houses collapsed. They're trying to understand what is happening. So allow me to ask a question. Do you plan on going inside, saying, I'm sorry, please, I need to climb on top to get a better view? Or do you plan on going full Assassin's Creed and just running and not giving people any explanation why there is a guy hanging on their window?
Knowing my character, Assassin's Creed.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
Okay. No offense, out of character. I hope you trip and fall. In character, I hope you don't.
Wow.
Well,
The love.
you see, usually, like I told you guys, I go for passive checks. Instead of going for to ask you guys to roll, I go for passives and I sign the narrative according to your passives. I roll that on the house roll. A few checks, however, I'm going to ask you guys to roll for the checks. There is a reason for them. It's not based on danger nor anything, okay? A situation can be extremely dangerous, and if you guys can pass it with a passive check, it's a passive check, and if you guys don't pass it for passive check, you just fail. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask, so as one of those exceptions, I'm gonna ask you to roll an investigation check, right?
Nope. Dude. Nice.
Yep.
Nailed it.
You climb up. First, there is the information that you get without a check. Without a check at all. The check wasn't to see anything. You climb on top. It takes a while. You have heard back on the cities of the Empire. You have heard about a certain clan of rooftop climbers. They climb on different buildings while wearing black and white, and sometimes they even kill people. And they make it look easy. It's not. It's quite hard climbing a building like that. But you manage. Eventually, the people on the second floor stare at you. They decide to not ask, just keep staring as you climb on top. And eventually, you are perched on top of the building. There's even an eagle that goes surrounding you. You have a good vantage point, and you don't see the woman carrying the bundle. You see a few people carrying bundles and carrying stuff on top of their heads, but you don't see that you don't think you see that particular one out there. And also with your investigation check, you don't quite come to a certain detective conclusion that could have happened. But what you see is a commotion where the boy was murdered, where you see Zeke and Alyssa there. We jump to them. Zeke and Alyssa, you are approaching the place where the boy was murdered. Quite a few people are there already. There's a commotion, almost 10 people from the main species here, humans and a few Loscan. And there is another person that is cradling the body of the boy. That person is Mr. Vincent Gersuk that you met, the one who was tearing down houses.
Sorry, hold on. There's just a weird noise outside my door.
Find out the door, even the door was like you on that moment.
And,
Even the door felt bad for Vincent there, like yo. That feels so weird to say.
Sorry.
Not a problem.
And he's
It was a Yodo.
cradling the body of the boy, crying, and just by listening to other people and making a few basic questions, you guys learn that the boy Nolanus was Vincent's only son, child.
All right. I'm going to approach him, and try and console him. Console him. It's the best that I could think of.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go around the other side and try and do the same, like head pats, rubbing arms, just like,
You're right. It's okay. No, well, no, you don't do that. That's not okay, I suppose. But you know what I mean.
Yes,
You
you
know,
guys
go there, wish
act
for a few years.
humanly to him for a while, and what else do you want to do? Because he's basically
Um,
standing there, and from time to time, sometimes he yells an order to one of the guys that are there with him, but he's basically holding the boy and in denial and trying to come with terms that somebody just assassinated his only child.
well,
In bright daylight.
until the niceties are aside, who'd want to do this? Like, I just want to ask him, like, do you have any enemies specific? Do you have anyone specific you've pissed off recently? Like, why?
You ask him that?
Yeah, maybe not in those words, but yes. If you'd like the specific wording, I could try and find a way to word that. But
He
yeah,
very angrily and in very few words tell you guys three things. First, there was a flood and a few criminals escaped. Second, there are rumors that are. He told you guys that there are rumors that there is a small guild or brotherhood of hired killers in there that he's been trying to root out, and now they decided to hit him back. And third, he suggests that you shove it up your back orifice.
nah,
But
they wouldn't
those
just
are
do that
very
out of
few
nothing.
words. Very few words. Very few choice,
Yeah.
precise words.
I don't know. I'm not buying it. It wouldn't be that simple. MJ?
Do we have this guy's name? Sorry, I might have missed it.
Vincent.
Yes.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
Great name.
Lord Vincent
Yeah.
Gursuk.
You might be biased though.
I mean, apparently he's large, so you know what can we do?
Fair.
Alyssa has mustered up like tears in her eyes so that they're like glistening.
Okay.
And I know this isn't fair, just like no parent, just no parent should have to ever go through this. It's it's not okay. And we feel for you and we just really want to help. So any information that you can give us, I know it's a hard time to try and think of that, but anyone who has harmed your family in the past, anyone who has suggested that they would. And what would also really help us is if we could have that arrow. I know it's a terrible thing to ask right now, but it would help us in our investigation so that we can bring your family closure.
The man has two words that I don't dare to repeat, but one then starts with F and the other is U. And one of the men comes to Alyssa and pulls her aside gently, and he says softly, "Give the man some space. One of the killers in town just shot his kid. F, why do you need the arrow?"
Just like, the sooner we react, the more likely we are to capture his killer so that his family can get that peace. The longer we wait, the further they're
see.
getting away.
They're probably going to take the boy to the temple so the priest can. No, it's a bit early for that, but I'll make sure to
know,
ask
I get that,
my lord
but,
to save the arrow for you.
and anything else he can tell us. Just like, I get it's a period of mourning and I totally respect that.
It's not a
But
period
the
of mourning,
longer we
lady.
wait,
It's a period of looking for Gavin. I told you before that that killer was dangerous. And they are out there. He's out there.
I'm sorry, I feel like I might have missed this while I was faffing around before I joined. Is this coming full circle to the halfling?
Basically, yeah. Looks like so.
Okay, all right, cool. I'm on the same page.
And then they
Or
say,
at least as
but
far as Vincent's
I will
concerned."
be sure to ask the priest to keep the arrow. For your help. Thank you for your assistance. I'm sorry if I sounded weird. It's just this has been a tough day.
For like everyone, hey, it's just like everyone. It's been a day.
And besides talking to them, you guys can also listen to people around saying stuff. Okay? Then there's this basic passive information that you gather. When people are together and they start commenting things, you can just rumors and stuff. Apparently, the gods are punishing the village for something they did. And or a cult has destroyed the dam that used it to contain the river. And or apparently there's also this has been a very tough week apparently, because first it was the disappearances, then the ghost forest and the spirits of the trees attacking people, and then the bodies they found, and then the village was cursed. Now the river surged and washed the city away, cleaning the city of their sins. That's just a few people saying, not everybody. kind of agree that their sins were washed.
Mm.
And now the only son of Baron Vincent is killed right here in front of everybody, and they don't have a guard, they don't have a militia. Even if they had a militia, there's the problem that a flood hit like 2 hours ago, and people are still dealing with that. They don't know how many people died, how many guards are there, what happened, it's terrible. It's terrible. They are not having a good time. Meanwhile, Spookner was going to ask around, or what
Yeah.
exactly, Spookner?
I am going to ask around for a woman a woman holding a bag of or fuck. A woman holding a basket of stuff, coming from the direction I just came from. And do I have any form of description of her? Like, I don't know, when we walked by her?
You passed very quickly by her. You just continue running, and you stopped like 30 feet away from Alyssa, and in your own words,
Oh yeah,
that's exactly what happened. I think Spuckner didn't pay much attention. Of course, Spuckner has a certain
Fair
idea
point.
in mind that it appeared to be yeah, definitely not a Tuomi and not a Finner
Yeah.
and not a Loskan. Yes, that's Spuckner is pretty certain she was either a human or an elf or a half elf or perhaps even an orc. But
fair. Okay, yeah, and more than that, I just did not notice because yeah, I did not pay much attention to her when I was running by. So yeah, that's really fair. Yeah, so I just give that very vague description to people.
people point to you that they're not entirely sure until there's this man with a very fat mustache, very typical for this region because this is like the 5th person that I described with fat mustache. It's actually very typical for the region, honestly. And and he points to, yeah, I just saw a woman like that. You want me to take you to her?
Yes, with great haste, please. And I start like impatiently hopping around.
As she says,
And
with great
yeah.
haste, the man does what she asks, and he realizes it's something urgent because people aren't stupid. He realizes it's something urgent, and he makes haste towards her, and you walk past 3 houses, and eventually you meet on the porch of a house. You see a man. He's an elderly man. His hair is graying out, and he's accompanied by a woman with reddish hair, little chubby, and she has this large basket with clothing next to her, and they are talking to another woman, a younger one, not fully adult yet. She's actually quite ugly with a very square, strange nose, and they are talking there. And the man points to the chubby woman with reddish hair. That one, she just saw her. She was holding that basket,
And
that's
okay.
definitely not the person you've seen.
Oh, definitely not the person I've
Definitely
seen.
not.
Okay.
You didn't quite pay attention in the way that you could describe because you think she had fair skin, but her hair was tucked away under her clothing, and you didn't pay attention to her height, but you kind of remember she wasn't chubby, and this is an elderly woman chubby, and it's not her.